30.
20.
5, 4, 3,
2.
1. Ignition sequence start.
This is just the beginning.
Are you ready?
Here comes the best part.
1, 2, 3.
Go.
Life Matters, a 6-time winner of the best morning show in Wisconsin. Hosted by Nancy Douglas and Tom Giovanoni.
All of you, get ready.
Life Matters begins on Lake 96.1.
Holy Toledo.
Good morning.
Are the fireworks over yet?
Yeah, so's the heat. Thank God. I hibernated last week.
I don't even bother doing my hair. I know you don't either.
No, not when it's hot like that.
I mean, really.
It goes crazy.
It does. It goes crazy. Mine looks like I have a big bell on my head. It gets so humid. Ooh.
I had the air on in my garage, and obviously the air on in the house, and I would run from the house to the garage, go out to the garage and work on something for a while. I went outside as very little as possible.
I discovered that my air conditioning is working far better than I thought it was. You're in your house, right? And you're upstairs because the heat rises, so it's always warmer upstairs than it is downstairs. And I spend more of my time upstairs than I do downstairs. And so I'd be upstairs and like, oh, wow, maybe we should put this secondary air conditioner thing that we were talking about in there. Maybe we do need that. And then I'd go outside and I'd come back in and be like, it is freezing in here. This air conditioning is working fine. Why is it so hot outside?
Well, and if it worked through that heat spell we just went through, I don't think you get anything to worry about.
No, I don't think so either. And I think people do make that, you've got to remember, you cannot judge how well your systems are working in that extreme heat. So,
no.
Yeah.
No, if it's keeping up, you're doing fine.
I think it was fine. It's like, whatever. I'm not a big air conditioning person anyway. Like, it's got to be really hot for me to like that. For me to turn. Otherwise, I like fans moving around the fresh air and, just kind of blocking the really super sunny windows and not letting that
makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does. And so I prefer windows open anyway.
I
so
like my basement.
Yes, the basement was definitely chilly.
My basement was so cold you could hang meat down there.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was nice.
Wow.
And we don't keep our house that cold. We're 73, 74 degrees.
Mm-hmm. I'm a 72, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, my husband would be a 60 if we had the choice, but I have it on my phone so I catch him when he moves it.
My garage was like 70 degrees, 68 to 70 degrees. But I wasn't opening the big doors. It was just a service store.
Got to keep it in. Yeah.
And it was nice. It was easy to work on a truck. No problem.
Well, and there's very few windows in that. There's only a couple windows, right?
Like none.
Oh.
The only hole in the wall is for the air conditioner.
Oh, okay. I thought there was like at least one window on that one side between.
No, I didn't want windows in it because I didn't want entry points for people.
I was going to say, you don't want people to see what's in there. That's how I feel about garages.
The only
I hate
downfall to it is if I'm on a really intense project, like when I was still racing and we were putting a drivetrain in or doing something on a race car, you could lose a day, and forget to eat, walk out, it's dark. Ooh, wow, I've been in there a long time.
Right.
Walk in the house, you got the tapping wife.
Mm-hmm. Where have you been? Right outside? Mm-hmm.
So that's the downfall to it. But I don't. I'm happy I didn't do windows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
my phone doesn't work out there either, so
Aww.
It is truly my man cave.
Aww.
You can't get a hold of me, you can't find me.
I bet that really stinks. I bet you hate that about that.
Totally love it. That's why I got a fridge and a stove.
Isolation is not good for you, though.
Well, it's not isolation. It's just,
isolation. So
short term.
But
isolation.
We're going to talk a little bit about that, though.
Isolation.
So our guest today is somebody that, first of all, she never thought she would be here. And I've thought about it here and there, calling her and seeing if she would come in and everything. But just, we've had schedules and we've had all kinds of stuff going on. And the right time would pop up. That's the way it is with most of the guests. Mm-hmm. It's just this timing is right. And so we did. So actually today we were going to run a rerun. We were going to air a best of. Holiday week, whatever. We're busy this weekend. That was my
little recovery time.
Right.
Unnecessary.
And then earlier in the week, somebody posted something, and I'll explain when Robin gets in here, but somebody posted something that I was like, you know what? This, my gut kicked in, my gut instinct kicked in, and I was like, nah, I'm going to call her. I'm going to see if she can come in this week. And she was available to come in. And so...
Makes it easier.
I know. When she's actually available?
Right.
I know. It's
Yeah.
so weird. So... sometimes things just happen, right? Like you follow your gut, you trust your instinct. Don't second guess yourself. Just, if it's kind of calling to you, you just do it. Robin has a story that is exactly that. Sometimes things just change on a dime. Sometimes you know that you need to make a change, and it just sometimes a switch flips, and okay, today's the day. Today's the day I'm making that change. Well, 5 years ago today, she made a change. And in the meantime, with her making that, she has brought so many people to the table to also just move forward in their lives. So that's coming up next. Robin McCabe joins us. If you know her, I have tons of mutual friends with her. She has got so many followers, and it's because she is one of the best motivational inspirational people that you could possibly learn from as a coach. And so she's going to come in and tell a little bit about her story.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's coming up next. We're going to get right to her. So stay tuned. Right after this break, Robin McCabe right here on Life Matters on Lake 96.1.
Life Matters continues on Lake 96.1.
Welcome back to Life Matters. Okay, I'm really excited about this.
I am too. I think we're going to have fun.
Just really excited about this. So,
like usual.
I know. We never have fun on the show. So Robin McCabe joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course.
Thanks
of course.
for coming in.
Yeah.
So this was sort of a surprise invitation for her because I've been following Robin on Facebook for a long time. I have no idea how I got connected with
I
you
don't
or
either.
whatever. I mean, neither one of us remembers, but for a very, very long time.
We have a lot of mutual friends, though.
We have a lot of mutual
Yes.
friends,
Yes.
yes. And so, as we should, because all of my friends should be looking you up and following you. One of the reasons why I literally do, you probably don't know this. I have never told you this. I do look for your posts every day. Robin is so generous because she is posting and motivating people daily through a lot of different avenues toward better minds, bodies, and souls. And a lot of those kinds of things overlap when people talk about them and they talk about their experiences and, when their heart breaks and their ups and downs and, the peaks and valleys of life and everything. And you do a very, very good job of that. But I find what you post and you talk about and you promote so different because you are literally speaking from your heart about your life and what you've learned and your journey. And it is so, I feel like it's so much more relevant than some of the canned stuff that you see and the people that are talking to you and not with you, or they're talking at you and spewing advice when instead of relatable anecdotes and things like that. There is a huge difference in the things that you say and how you say them than so many other things that you could be partaking in with regard to social media. And so last week, my friend Tammy, your friend Tammy, she knows who she is. She's probably listening. She posted something about Robin, and I was like, okay, I've been thinking about reaching out to Robin for a long time, and I'm just going to do this, right? We were actually going to do a best of show today, and because it's a holiday weekend, everybody was super busy, whatever. But then I decided, no, it's time. Like, something spoke to me and said it's time. And so this is what I just wanted to say a little bit of what Tammy posted that put me over the edge. So, not a bad edge, a good edge. So Tammy posted, I've been watching my friend Robin have conversations I think more women need to hear. So many women are walking around exhausted, frustrated with their weight, struggling with cravings, poor sleep, low energy, brain fog, and wondering why what used to work doesn't work anymore. Most of us assume it's a lack of willpower. What I've learned from watching Robin is that it often goes much deeper than that. She's passionate about helping women understand what's actually happening inside their bodies and teaching them how to work with their metabolism instead of constantly fighting it. If you've been feeling stuck and wondering if there's something you're missing, I would encourage you to check out what she's sharing. You might find some answers you've been looking for too. If you're in a doldrum wondering what to do, give Robin a DM. She's all about bringing women together to build friendship and fellowship, so don't waste any more time. And she's absolutely right. That's Tammy Carsonson, by the way. Got to give credit to her for that. Was just very motivating to me to allow you the opportunity here to reach more women. Mm-hmm. And so I reached out to Robin and said, okay. First of all, I think it was like 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning or some crazy time.
It was.
When most people are up.
Right. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, well, you mentioned menopause, and I have found that, once that there's apparently your body's alarm clock. Doesn't matter what time I go to sleep. I wake up between 5 and 5:30 every morning, and there's just nothing I can do about it. I can't remember the last time my alarm went off and I wasn't already awake. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So anyway, crazy hour. And I was like, okay, don't think I'm nuts, but I've been thinking about this for a while. Tammy just posted this. She's absolutely right. I have an opportunity here. Can you come in and do the show? And you were like, really nervous about it, but yes. Mm-hmm. And so I said, this is going to be easy. We're going to talk about your story, your backstory, how you got here and from where. And then what made your mind change with regard to what you were doing for yourself. And then how did you decide and when did you decide to reach out to others? Because again, I've watched it for a long time. You're very successful at what you've done with your own life and your own body and your own, again, frustrations and all of these things that we've talked about, all those things that Tammy talked about for sure. I've watched that grow with you. Mm-hmm. And so, first of all, thank you for being willing to share yourself, because that's a huge deal. It's because this is a definitely very personal journey, and it's a personal journey for everyone.
It is.
Because it's about weight. It's about, like she said, friendship and fellowship. So it's, it's about confidence. It's about, again, motivating yourself, looking to others to help motivate you. And then in turn motivating others, and just bringing everybody hold hands and walk in a big line, right? And that's what you do. What? Listen, we talked last week. We talked, right. And it walks through Elkhorn. Everybody's just holding hands.
Right downtown, right through the park.
Right through the park.
No, we don't hold hands.
Oh my God, here they come.
That'd be a little strange. That's fine.
So,
personal space.
Right. But remember last week I said everything we learned, everything important about life we learned in kindergarten.
That is true.
Yeah.
It
right.
is.
So we all
just be nice.
We all walk around, hold hands.
Be kind.
So,
yeah.
But anyway, so let's just start there. Let's talk a little bit about your backstory and, just talk about the beginning there and where you were. Well, I mean, today's a big anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Today marks year 5 of when I first started my health journey.
Right.
Back in 2021.
And what made you start this journey? Where were you at?
I was stuck. I was stuck. Let's go back a little bit longer, about 3 or 4 months, because I was having a conversation with my mom, and we were just back and forth, and I said, I just don't feel right. I don't know what's wrong. I don't feel like it's complete depression. Right. I don't feel anxious, but something is just off. And she's like, well, you might want to go and check to see if you're in, menopause, and check your thyroid while you're there. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, that sucks, because I don't want to do that. So I went and had blood work done, and apparently everything came back normal. Right. As most times it does.
Or what they deem as normal.
Yes.
Yeah, you're within the numbers. You're fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yep. Right. Then she asked me a couple questions, and she diagnosed me with depression and gave me some medication and sent me on my way. And I did not want to take it. I don't want to mask my feelings, don't want to mask my symptoms, and just put a Band-Aid over it.
Right.
Well, and you're putting more crap in your body that you
Yes.
don't know what it is.
Right.
Yes. Yes. So I did pick up the medication because there was something in me. I feel like the Lord was like, nope, just pick it up, take it home. I prayed about it. And after a week, I felt like, you know what, just for a time, I'm going to take the medication.
Hump. Right.
Yep.
Let's see if this helps.
Who knows? Maybe because summer was coming, it was going to go away.
Right.
Was this, seasonal depression? I don't know.
Cabin fever.
Right. Hello, we live in Wisconsin.
Right.
Let's be real. So I started to take the medication, and about the same time, I saw a friend of mine from Facebook, or from high school, post on Facebook that she lost 20 pounds in 2 months. And I was like, I don't know what she's doing, but I want to do whatever she did, because I just wanted to lose 15 pounds because my thighs were rubbing together so much that I was burning holes in my jeans every other month. And that sucked.
Yeah. And can I just say, too, that I have often said this. It doesn't matter if you're a size 2 or you're a size 12.
Yes.
If you gain 10 pounds, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem. It doesn't matter. Your clothes don't fit. You don't feel right. It's a problem.
It's a hit on our heart with our confidence.
Right.
And that changes our mindset. And when it changes our mindset, then we don't feel good, and we're moody to all the people that we love.
Right.
And yeah, that's a problem.
Right.
So reached out to this friend, and I started to change habits with her. I had accountability, somebody telling me what to do, what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, all the things.
Right.
How much water to drink. She was checking in with me. She
Yeah.
still, 5 years later, checks in with me.
Yeah.
I'm accountable to somebody.
Right.
And
No more excuses.
No.
And then you go back and you think of all the excuses. Oh, well, it's a holiday weekend. Oh, well, the kids are busy. Oh, well, I couldn't get this done. And you have to find somebody that's not going to put up with your excuses.
But that's why I started on July 5th. Because I didn't want to start on July 4th because that was a holiday. So I was still filled with excuses.
Sure.
It was just a little different. So started on my plan, and in 13 weeks, I lost 30 pounds. I weaned myself off of the medication, and I haven't looked back. I don't feel like something's off unless it's hormonal. Let's be real. I'm 46 years old. I'm in perimenopause. That's a 10-year process. Yuck. But let's be real, right?
Yeah, I can help you with that.
Yeah, right. So it's a matter of just one habit at a time, and we're changing one thing. We're not changing 12, busting our butts in the gym, taking a walk and every single day, making sure we get 8 hours of sleep. No, let's change one habit at a time.
Overwhelming yourself is probably a huge cause of failure.
Analysis, paralysis.
Right.
Yeah.
So 5 years.
Yeah.
First of all, awesome. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
a big deal. And thank you for coming in on your 5-year anniversary.
Thank you. Yeah.
So when you leave here, you have to go celebrate with a walk or something.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. I got my workout in this morning, so I'm good.
There you go. So So 5 years. So you started with that, weaned yourself off, you lost some weight, but then how did you not get into a rut? How did you not, how do you keep yourself motivated?
So 13 weeks in, somebody that I truly love said, "You sound different on the phone." And I said, "Well, thanks. I feel really good." And she said, "But I know that you're doing whatever you're doing with your coach, but I want what you've got." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll hook you up with my coach because, I'm not a coach and I'm not gonna coach." So, and she's like, "No, I trust you." And I was like, "Yeah, that's nice, but I'm going to hook you up with my coach because I'm not a coach, and you'll be fine."
Now, what were you working? What were you doing at the time?
I was working full time in the school district in Elkhorn. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a special needs kiddo at home. I had 2 other young adult children at home, and a husband. And so it was very busy, very busy. And that was one of my excuses for not wanting to coach too, right?
Right.
And so I tried to hook her up with my coach, and she said no. And so we hopped on a 3-way call, and I started coaching only because I wanted to help one person because I loved this woman so much.
Okay.
And then it just kind of spiraled from there. Posted a side-by-side on Facebook, and I had a college friend reach out, and then she had a friend that wanted help. And then, The ripple
so on and
effect,
so on,
right?
and-
Yes.
yeah.
And what I've learned in all that is when we are on a health journey by ourselves, we will fail.
Right.
Isolation is the number one reason why we fail on a health journey. And we get in our head and we believe the lies in our head. And that's why we need people to build us up and speak truth and call us out on our crap.
Right. So we're talking with Robin McCabe. She is so what is your actual title?
I
Like,
am
what do you call yourself?
A metabolic reset health coach.
Okay. Metabolic reset health coach. So explain metabolic reset.
Yeah. So basically, if we are feeling foggy, if we are feeling stuck in our health, if we have cravings, insulin resistance, inflammation, all of the things that Tammy had posted, those types of things are signs of metabolic dysfunction. And so getting our bodies into a good, solid, targeted fat burn is going to recollaborate our metabolism.
Is that, remember the whole ketosis thing?
Yep. It's
that-
not a ketosis.
No.
No, it's mild. It's a mild ketosis,
Okay.
but it's not.
Because that was like a big, and that's the other thing too, is you see these waves of crazes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, do this and oh, do that. Now, we talked off the air. There's one that I am trying, partly because I enjoy that food that we talked about.
Yeah.
Just, and we'll talk about that later. But partly because I really feel like the science of it is applicable, right? And it's this different diet, and I'm just kind of, dabbling in it to see if I could even accomplish it because it's pretty extreme. But I feel like it's something that I'm interested in, and I want to know, like we said, the chemistry and the biology part of it and the science part and how things interact with your body and everything. But you see these crazes, right? And it's up and down. Like right now, the medicines, is it GLP-1s or something,
Right.
or whatever that is? Okay, that is great, but you are a maintenance person. Like, this is great. You can reach this goal, but how do you stay there?
Yes.
Right? And that's what a coach does.
Yes. And GLP-1s are great. They're a great tool
Sure.
if you are eating for your body.
Right.
And recollaborating your metabolism on the journey.
Right.
Because you're losing 30 to 40% of muscle mass if you are just using the GLP-1s and not eating for what your body needs.
Right. And
We're
that's
creatures that need to eat.
And that's a metabolic reset.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I mean, but again, you have to educate yourself
Yes.
on what your body is supposed to have. Number one, let's start with, if you are taking an infinite amount of medication, and this is just my opinion, I am not a doctor, I just play one on the radio. If you are taking an infinite amount of medication, maybe you should reflect on that. Like, generally, if you are supplying your body with the nutrients and the water and the exercise that you are supposed to be supplying it with, many of those medications are unnecessary. But people also just get so dependent on those because then they can have their bad habits.
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm diabetic, I do this, and so I can splurge once in a while, or I can do this or that. Well, but if you were just maybe doing something a little different, and that diabetes is probably not the best example of that.
Well, I there's a lot of people that can not cure but control their diabetes just with diet. They don't need pills and insulin.
And
My
that's
mom
what
did
we
for
do.
years.
That's what we do as metabolic reset coaches.
Right.
We get the body into a good solid fat burn, and I have clients that were diagnosed pre-diabetic or diabetic on insulin, and they've weaned themselves off, and now they are no longer diabetic.
Right.
I have clients that are PMOS now.
What is that?
Which is PCOS.
Yes,
right?
yes.
The new name.
Yes.
Which includes the word metabolic. That's what that M is. Because it is a metabolic disease.
So, and I
in
know,
my opinion.
Right. Well, right. But so explain metabolism, the metabolic part of it, what people need to understand about that.
I mean, I'm not a scientist.
I know.
I just know what we do
Well, you know what
works,
works.
right?
But it's
Right.
about balance.
And it is.
Yeah.
It's for me, getting in that good targeted fat burn.
Right.
And then slowly bringing in all of the food groups back in to my diet. So where I'm still eating every 2.5 to 3 hours, I'm
Right.
eating whole foods, I'm, moving my body, I'm trying to get the sleep. I am awful at trying to get sleep. I need to put my phone like in another room, seriously, or a lockbox or something.
Just got to shut it off.
Oh my gosh, I still need my coach.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. But it's finding that balance.
Yes.
And then making sure that your body is metabolizing everything
right way.
properly.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it takes work to do that. That doesn't just, well, except for, some of the lucky few, it doesn't happen naturally. You do have to work at it. You have to get up and move. You have to, like I turned off you're going to laugh. My watch, I got a new Apple Watch on Prime Day or whatever. I've never had one before. I am thoroughly enjoying it. It is definitely helping me. It's definitely helping me do
And you
different
learned
things.
it so quickly. I was surprised.
That I learned it.
Yeah,
How
so
to
quickly.
work it. Well, I was yelling at Tom on it one day, and it wasn't going through. I don't know.
Aaron,
Can you come help me? Right. And so I can't talk to Tom. And so, but anyway, I did turn off the thing for right now that tells you, okay, it's time to stand up. Okay,
right.
It's time to do this. It's time to do that. It does tell you that, yes, like you should stand up for a few minutes. You've been sitting for too long. And so I had to turn that off for a minute because I just had to turn it. I can't do that right this second. After this conversation, I'm sure that Robin's going to be like, turn that back on.
So can I tell you something about that?
Yes.
I don't want to cut you off, but I'm going to cut you off because when it's new, it needs a cue. Mm-hmm. And if standing up in the middle of the day is new, then you need that. So turn it back on.
Okay. It's not. I
Do
mean,
it now.
I'm constantly I'm constantly walking like it's not new. It was just
Okay. Right.
like, well, I do have to sit at my desk and, when I'm
Right.
writing 7 scripts in a row or something and I'm on a roll, I'm not going to get up and watch, okay? I can't because I'm in the middle of a
I
sentence
couldn't
here.
have an
and,
Apple Watch. It would be cursing at me all the
so,
time.
yeah, it'd be like, dude.
Because there's times where I'm on my feet all day long.
Right. Well,
telling
it
me
never.
to sit down.
No.
I'm not gonna sit
I
down.
don't think it ever tells me to sit down.
No.
Like, no, it's
No,
never going to
because
tell
you
me
sit
that.
down a lot.
You
Working
are
at
not-
your desk.
You are not helping me.
But if you take it off and you set it on your desk for a couple days, then it may go off and say, "Hey, we noticed that you have been moving.
Are you
Where
alive?
Are you okay?
I am not
Right.
recognizing
Do you
a
still have
pulse.
We just called 911.
Rescues en route.
mine
Hang
will
in
do.
there.
That's what mine will do. It's all customized to my anti-exercise
right.
theory. But no, it just I just that's terrible of me, and I shouldn't do that. But I'm just being honest that right now it's turned off because it was telling me to move at times when I couldn't move, and it was annoying me. And I do move a lot. I do, and I go up and down stairs 100 times a day at my house, and so I do know that I'm moving some.
And you got a lot of stairs, so it's
And
like
I do have a lot of stairs.
It's like 2 flights at once.
And so it is. But I mean, that's nice of you to say, but it's really just normal.
I'm trying to help.
So
That's
you're
what I
not
do.
helping. So, but I'm admitting that I know I need to turn it back on. These are honestly, that kind of stuff is one of the reasons why I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I can answer my phone. I don't need it for that. I can answer, I can keep track of stuff. Again, it's making some things. I'm far more impressed with how convenient it's making a few things for me than I thought it was going to.
Right.
But the health things, the sleep,
Yep.
all those kind of things, that is part of the reason why I got it.
Yeah.
So I need to start my new journey. Probably, maybe today, maybe me and Robin can have the same, the same
You could have an
anniversary
anniversary
day.
date together.
Right.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Ooh, that would be fun.
And so, but I do, and I'm well aware of that. And I am in my postmenopausal thing. So if you have any questions about that, please ask me, and I will sarcastically answer the question because it's just a nightmare. And so, yeah, it's
Tom's
Not
like,
touching
okay.
it. No.
Oh no, he's lived it
I'm
with
out.
me.
Yeah.
So
It's my
on the
second
show.
time around.
Right, yeah. That is true.
A little bit.
You do
yeah.
kind of have 2 wives. So, but I know one of the reasons why I gravitate toward what you post and the things that you say and the things that you're doing is because I know that I need to be a part of it. I really do. Mm-hmm. And I know this, and I will be. Mm-hmm. And once I know things, I do tend to, okay, I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. And I start and I do continue. So I will, don't worry. But I can't imagine how many other women who aren't reading this, who, if they were reading some of the things that that you post that are just simple common sense, but you're right. You got to have a buddy system in all of this. And this is what you provide. This is what you've created, is this huge buddy system. And I've noticed lately, however, I feel like it has really gotten a lot of momentum. And I think you feel that way too. And why do you think that is? Do you think more women are just like, okay, I give up, Mother Nature, I'm fighting with you. I'm going to fix these things. It's aggravating me, the little, whatever, whether it's your weight, whether it's emotionally, whether it's physically, whatever it is, mentally.
Right.
I think I also think we go through phases.
Yes.
But I think that women are kind of getting on a more natural kick. And I don't want to mention, like Make America Healthy Again or anything like that. It's not that. But I do think that there's some merit to that, that some people are exploring things that they're just not allowing themselves to be gaslighted. They're not allowing themselves to be told, take this medication, go away. They're not allowing themselves, they want the control.
Right.
They want to take back that control.
Well, and to make their own minds up.
100%.
Yes.
So moving forward, so you've created this movement is what you've done. And I think it's actually kind of surprised you too, has it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people reaching out to you.
Yes.
A lot of people joining you.
Yes.
How does that feel?
I'm honored.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the trust that people have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, people follow success, and obviously it's successful.
You know what you're doing. That's the thing is that, and you speak confidently, and again, it's so filled with common sense and you can do this. It's not that hard. That's the other thing.
Right.
Like talk about that a little bit.
Right.
It's just really not, you're not asking somebody to go like crazy. Don't do some 18-day fast. Nobody's doing anything like that. These are just general common sense principles that you can apply. Talk a little bit about that.
So we're learning how to feed our body well, but we're using a simple structured plan. And I help guide people through that.
Yeah.
And doing it with others who have been on their own journey, right? Like bringing that community in, bringing the coach in. We're learning the education and changing our mindsets, and changing what it is that we've thought of ourselves and what our bodies can and can't do.
Right.
Are you finding that a lot of people that are following you, they're becoming coaches also, kind of like spreading the wealth?
That's my hope, because I can't help everybody.
No, it'd be impossible.
Yeah.
Then she goes back to being exhausted again.
Right. Well, and what kind of numbers do you
defeated her
have?
purpose.
I mean, how many followers do you have?
Almost 5,000 followers on Facebook.
Yeah, so there's no way.
Right. Yeah.
But if
they're all walking around Elkhorn every morning too.
It's a lot
Just
of girls
saying.
in Elkhorn.
Right.
But yeah, if they're doing what you did and start helping and coaching and
had
it
their
just kind
own
of
groups.
spreads.
I do have a coaching partner who actually does hikes around the lake path, and hopefully at the end of the season, they're going to do the full thing.
Oh, cool.
She also goes on hikes on the Ice Age Trail. Now, I can't be there every single time.
Right.
I have a special needs kiddo who still needs me at home. And my husband wants me at home sometimes too.
What?
So I know, right?
Weird.
Yeah, that has all changed too. Like when we get healthy, the relationships in our lives change.
Right. So. Well, and I know that was one thing that you talked about, on your page, that there were issues there. There were, and you don't realize how, again, you make these changes and the people around you, I don't want to say they change, but they kind of do.
Yeah.
And it's, you don't realize that you're bringing people down with you. Right. Like you don't. And so, but the opposite can be true too. When, your spouse sees progress, your kids see progress, or they just see a difference, or even if it's just feeling a difference about you and about your own self-confidence and that brings them up too. I mean, everybody, it takes a village, right? It takes the team. It's all of that. And and you also don't realize how much your family does absorb the things that you're putting out there, whether again, it's a vibe.
Right.
and they feel it.
Right.
They 100% feel it.
Yep.
And you've talked about that as well. The differences in your relationship with your husband.
Yes.
You know,
Right.
right off the bat. That and does he walk with you, like, as far as the journey goes? I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be hard for you to do, the diet and all that kind of thing if he's doing something completely different. How does he feel about all that?
Well, things have kind of shifted in our world over the last 7 months. My kid's dad, I don't know if I should say this on air, but he committed suicide back in January. And so things have shifted to where my medically complex child is now with us full time rather than half time.
Right.
And so that's changed the dynamic between my husband and I as well, because he's more of the caretaker while I coach my clients.
Right.
He's an amazing support system. And they just went for breakfast this morning, you know, like, we're going to go for breakfast. I'm like, I want to go for breakfast.
Right. Okay.
No, I got to go to the radio station. God.
Why does he get to have all the fun? Well, but life changes like that happen. And,
and I'm going to admit, I mean, there are times where I still fall off my plan because I am human. And life does get lifey. It's a matter of leaning into the coach and, like my people, and being honest with where I'm at because of the awareness that I now have. And it's like, no, all right, let's move forward.
Reel it back in and get at it again.
Exactly.
Right. And, it's that's funny because all of the people that you coach also sort of hold you accountable.
Absolutely. And so it's kind of like recovery, right? At the end of recovery, you're asked to then help somebody else through their journey.
Right.
Well, it keeps you on yours, too.
If I didn't say yes to coaching that one person, I would have gained my 30 pounds back plus some.
Yeah.
I would not have been able to pick my son up off the floor after a seizure. He's 180 pounds now. Let's be real.
Right.
I've been building muscle for the last couple of years.
You've been lifting quite a weight.
Right. Yeah. And I have to because he needs me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's a skill set.
Yeah.
And if you get away from using it, it goes away. We talk about it at the academy all the time. If you don't stay on top of your training, your ability to do a good draw or use your defense and rest techniques, it goes away.
Right.
Your instincts change.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you definitely got to stay on it. And everybody slips.
Right.
Just realize you had to slip and get back on track.
Right.
What I love about the community is that it's nationwide and sooner or later international, but we've got Zooms that people, and I know that COVID did a number on, like not wanting anybody on the screen anymore, right? Like right now, people don't want to be on those, but it brings a sense of community to know that the Brady Bunch boxes are people that are actually on the journey with us. And we're learning the mindset changes and we're shifting it's personal development. And growing as a human so that way we can help others.
And when you hear, somebody's story, well, I haven't gone through that yet, but when I do, 2 weeks from now, oh my gosh, Jill just did this.
Yes.
She had this experience. This is what she did. This is what I got to do. And so it's an education.
Yes.
It's just all of it. And then when you go back and share that then 4 other people are like, oh, okay, that didn't register at the time, but now it does because now she just did. It's just and it's a beautiful domino effect is what it is.
Yes. And that's what I love about bringing the women together is because then they're connecting with each other. They're sharing the resources that they have, because of what they've been through. Just last week, 2 weeks ago, we had an event and, somebody shared her story and somebody in the audience that was a client of mine was like, I came because I needed to hear her story.
Yeah.
I needed to hear her story. I'm like, well, let me introduce you.
Right.
And so here we are, they're connected. I think they, have been connecting since.
Good.
But it holds them accountable with somebody else too, not just me.
Right.
So that pressure isn't all on me, but
Yeah, and it develops
community.
a little
For sure.
competition
Yes.
between the two of
Yes.
them.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
good.
Competition
Who
is
deals
good.
with this better?
Yeah.
That's right. You know?
Right.
more block.
No. Cheerleading, right? Like encouragement.
It is definitely
Yeah.
cheerleading and
Yes.
encouragement.
Yes.
And, you know, again, there's no other, even whether it's at work, whether it's a sports team, whether it's something like this,
Right.
there is no better way to learn and educate yourself than at a round table
Yes.
with other people
Yep.
who have the same experiences or adjacent experiences, and you learn either how they dealt with it, how terribly they dealt with it, what not to do. There is no better education than actual human beings in front of you.
Yes.
And you know what the other thing is? This is another thing that AI is never going to be able to replace. Okay? This is why you don't hear about what were those bikes called? The Peloton. Is that what they were?
Yeah.
Those bikes where you went in your basement and you watched a video.
You rode in the woods.
And you rode in the woods and you
basement.
did this in your basement. This is why you hear nothing about those anymore.
No.
That was great during COVID to keep everybody somewhat, moving and healthy and everything, although you could go outside, and I don't even want to talk about that. So but this is why you don't hear about that anymore.
I don't think there was anything great during COVID.
No.
All
there
of that
wasn't.
stuff just made people be alone. which-
Right. Well,
and-
that's a horrible place to be alone.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. I am finding that there were two different types of people during COVID. Those that ate everything in the house
Ooh.
and those that actually got outside and moved their bodies.
Yeah.
And I fell into that, no, I'm going to eat everything in the house because there's nothing else to do. And I was not ready to do the hard work. And so when somebody's not ready, they're not. It's being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
we fought the system on that one.
Yeah, we thought
didn't change our
we weren't
lifestyle
doing
at all.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell me to wear a mask.
Right.
Same.
6 feet, whatever.
The first thing I
Give
did
me a
was
hug, Nancy.
Yeah.
I went
Like,
to Home
I'm
Depot,
telling-
got a bunch of wood, and we built a tree house.
Started
That's what
building.
I did in COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it just, but you're right. That some people have a completely different mindset, but the people who find that they look back on their lives and they see the success and they, and it's just personal. What you see as success, somebody else has a completely different idea, and that's okay.
Right.
But there's no reason to think that as a group you can't move forward.
Yes.
I know that you guys walk.
Yes.
Like what you said, 4 days a week or something,
4 days a
or
week, yep.
if not more.
Yep.
And so every person that's walking with you in that group, that's chatting or listening to a book or whatever they're doing while they're walking in this group, is there for a different reason.
They are.
Every single one.
Yeah.
There could be 25 people there. There are 25 different reasons. Some of them might be ulterior reasons that are all common with each other, but everybody has a different reason. But you know what? The one thing is good for everyone.
Yep.
And that's great.
Yep.
You should be traveling in packs.
Yes.
Getting things done.
Yes.
That's the way it works.
Right.
You were
what
going to
the
say
Wolves do.
something.
I was just wondering how big your walking group is.
Probably depends on the day.
We have a couple hundred that are a part of the group.
Wow.
But it's a matter of like how many people come.
Right.
Right.
And we've had
Depends
up
on
to-
the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've
But
had
that's a lot.
up to 8 at a time, and sometimes it's just me and one other person. But the thing
Just depends.
thing of that is when you see that it's happening, and you wonder if you're going to go and somebody else is going to be there. Like I will always be there. There will be at least one other person
Right.
there.
Well, and I guess I would imagine, because it usually is always the case, that first step is the hardest step.
It
just
really
getting
is.
started. So
Yes.
for people who are hesitant to get involved in it, what would you recommend? Just
Come.
That's
Just
a
Reach
great,
out to me.
Right.
I will.
throw out a
Yeah.
thing that says, I don't feel well, or
Yeah.
just get it started, right?
Just do
Ask
it.
a question.
Just reach out.
Just
What do you tell them? Depends on what they're.
It depends on where they're at.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we've got some mamas a part of the group that, babies are having a bad day, or it's too hot, or it's fine.
It's just anything
come.
that's a struggle for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's-
Well, like I said, mind, body, soul.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Like everybody's got something going on.
Yep.
I agree with you. Like right now, postmenopausal, I got 15 pounds. I would like to see go away.
Yep. Let's do it, girl.
Yeah. But there's a lot of other things that I should probably be walking or talking to you or listening to the group's experiences and things like that. Like I feel that. And I can tell you right now, there are a ton of women that are sitting here going, oh, Yeah, that would be very easy to, like, this is not difficult.
You just got to get started.
Right. It's that first
Get past
step.
yourself and be honest
Right.
with yourself.
Right.
To take radical responsibility.
Right.
To do
Radical
something-
responsibility. I like that.
Yeah, to do something different and to trust the process.
Right. Right.
Because it works.
Yeah. And it does. And I mean, and there's no set process for everyone. Right? Like,
Right.
this is why you coach, is
Right.
because it's completely individual.
It is completely different, individual. I have a client who works out 2 hours a day in the gym. She's a CrossFit girl. She wants to be there 2 hours a day, and that's great for her. That's not me.
Right.
Even
Yeah.
still.
And me neither.
Right. And then I have the grandma who has been grandparenting from the couch. Now, their plans are going to be completely different because their lifestyle
Right.
now
And
is
their
completely
needs
different.
are
Yes,
completely different.
yes.
Right, yeah.
And then we've got the GLP-1 client who is completely different as well, depending on what their lifestyle looks
Right.
like.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's individual, but
It is.
yet, again, it doesn't really matter. Some of it doesn't really matter where you are or where you want to be. There are still common denominators that bring people together, and it's always easier to do it as a group.
It is.
It is.
It is. And that's my heart, is just getting people together.
Right. Right.
So that way we're not doing it by ourselves.
Right. Right.
And I struggled for so long doing
Yeah.
it by myself and was sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Right.
Can't do it anymore.
100%. Right. Right.
You know?
Makes
So
sense.
things are good today. And
Yes.
today is your 5-year anniversary.
It
And I
is.
love that.
Yes.
That you're here. That is so cool.
So cool.
And you're
So
starting
very
today,
wild.
so that's
and
perfect.
So, well, I feel like, sometimes there's just something in your brain, right? And you're like, okay, I'm done. Like, I got to do
Yep.
this, like you had.
Yep.
Right? And
Yep. Draw a line in the sand.
Right. And so, there's a reason why I reached out to you, most likely, that I'm mulling around and tumbling around in here in the little dice cup that is my head. And so, it is. You're laughing.
Like Ricochet rap. And I just see this bing, 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 bing going on.
You see me roll the dice
She
today.
does that a lot.
A lot.
We didn't know at first, but now we do.
What's happening? Right. Yeah. Some days it's not Yahtzee. So it just, but I don't know. But again, the idea to me, of providing the opportunity for people to find out who you are that don't know who you are. Although I don't know that many, I've seen our mutual friends, and I don't know that many people who don't know who you are. Like, all of our friends are pretty much mutual. And so, no, I mean, it's a lot though. And so it just, like, that motivated me, right? Like, there's a reason why you're doing what you're doing. And there was a reason why I read what I read, that Tammy wrote. There was a reason why Tammy wrote it. There's just, and it just was like, wait a minute. That, like, she needs to come on the show. She needs to tell people, what she does and why she's doing it, because it's credible and it works. And it, again, it's common sense, but it's from your heart.
Yeah.
And it's your passion now. Like,
Yeah.
like, this is, I don't know now what you would have done. Like, what would you even be doing right now if you hadn't done this, right?
mean-
like, can you imagine your life without all these people in it?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know that my husband and I would be married still. And that's truth. I don't know that I would have walked through what we've walked through over the last 7 months and preparing for guardianship and all of the things for my almost 18-year-old son, as well as I have mentally. That's not even talking about the physical changes.
For sure. It's just,
If I sit here too long and think about it, I will start sobbing.
yeah.
Because it has changed every part of my life.
Right. Absolutely. I understand that.
Yeah.
We've had some issues in our family and you're right. It completely changes. It completely changes future plans.
Yeah.
Aspects of your life that you didn't realize that this was affecting. And it's just, and then the sheer shock of things like that happening in your life. And, I don't know how to turn it off. Do you hear my?
I'm trying
dinging?
not to laugh.
He's
I'm
trying not
trying
to
to be
laugh.
professional.
I don't know how to turn it off.
But either you have
take
arm
it off.
Tourette's or it's really starting to bother
No,
you.
people are texting me, and I don't know how to turn off the watch.
I just take off the watch and put it over there.
I don't think it matters. It's still gonna ding. I'm just saying.
Well, this is way more fun for me watching you flinch every 2 seconds. You
It's
getting shocked?
It's affecting every
Your hair's
aspect of
sticking
my
out.
life. Stupid watch. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying that everything happens for a reason, okay?
really
It doesn't
does.
matter whether you're delayed
that is
for
good.
5 minutes and you avoided that car accident to, hey, I left early and thank goodness because then I ran into Robin at the grocery store and lo and behold, now we've been best friends for 25 years. Everything happens for a reason.
It does.
And you're here today for a reason. And
those listening are hearing it for
absolutely.
a reason.
Right. And so even if it's not something, even if you don't call Robin, even if you don't reach out to her on Facebook, and it's really simple to find Robin, it's Robin McCabe. This is not rocket science. It's very easy. McCabe, Robin McCabe. You can find her very easily. You will know it because she's got a jillion friends and they're all happy and healthy. And if they're not, they are trying to get there. Okay.
I'm so grateful for my friends.
Right.
So grateful.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it just, even if you don't reach out to her, just know that if you're trying to accomplish something, stop trying to accomplish it by yourself.
Yep.
Because that's your number one.
Yep.
That was the number one thing that happened to you.
Yep.
Was that partnership.
Bring somebody into the process with you.
Yeah.
And it's
Do
a process. There's no perfection about it.
Right.
Trust me.
Right. Yeah.
It has been a rocky road over the
Right.
last 5 years.
And you'll have ups and downs.
Absolutely.
And you're supposed to have ups and downs
Yep.
because the downs, you actually learn more.
Absolutely. Yes.
Like,
yeah.
that's just the
Just
story
don't
of
stay
life.
stuck there. Right.
No.
We definitely
don't
learn
stay
more
stuck.
from failure than we do success.
Yes, we do.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Is there any other way? Just find you on Facebook, right?
Yeah,
Do
just
you even
find me
have a
on
ways?
Facebook.
You don't even have a website.
Nope. Just find
I
me
mean,
on
I've never
Facebook.
seen one.
Or
so
just
I'm
hang out in
like,
Elkhorn.
yeah.
You can see you walking down the
Oh,
road.
right. There's
I mean,
five
somewhere. Yeah.
I mean,
I'll be
5,000
somewhere.
people walking. That's
Yeah.
Robin.
Hand in hand. We've talked about that already.
We don't walk hand in hand. Don't believe them.
Because
Now
that
we're-
would be weird.
When I start walking, we're gonna. We're just gonna try.
That's so she
Remember the
doesn't fall.
kindergartner?
If it's going to make you show up, we'll do it. There we go.
All of your other walkers are like,
Bunch of inflatable hands. Here, hold this.
Nancy's not. We're not coming on the days Nancy's coming. She's weird. She's
She's
just
got sweaty hands.
Robin's on her own on that one. Yeah, that girl. So, that's so funny. But no, I appreciate you coming in because I know you've never done this before. I know you've never been on the radio. You've never been interviewed like
Wouldn't know
this,
it.
and that's true. You would not know it, but what you are providing is a fellowship for women who have a lot of different reasons to need to look to one another to move forward in life with whatever goal you have.
Yep.
And so, and it's just, and that's exactly what coaching is.
Yeah. Right.
And that's what you do.
There are people out there that are coaching that don't even know that they're coaching.
Right. And you probably didn't know you were coaching.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
But that's exactly what you've been
Right.
doing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
And thank you. And keep posting every day.
Yeah.
And I'm coming on the, don't worry. I'm going to, I had a switch flip the other day. That's why you're here. That's why we're talking more in depth. And so, and I hope we also talked about maybe you coming back on a little bit of a regular basis, just, like a little motivational, Robin's Roundup or something kooky like that. You know how I know how I make up weird titles.
He
to
rolls
stuff.
his eyes.
Like, I know.
We've
Just
got a
stop,
few
Nancy.
kooky things.
Right. We've got a lot of kooky things. So,
like
anyway,
That's
and so, we're going to talk about that a little bit too, because I think that that's worthy of the time to, I think that it would be very valuable to women in general and people in general. And by the way, it doesn't have to just be women, right?
No.
Right.
My husband went through his reset a couple of years ago and in 4.5 months lost 54 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
life gets lifey and this, our mindset gets in the way and then we
well,
just
I'm sure
collaborate again.
I'm
right?
sure the last 7 months has been that's been those kind of things happening are the hardest points in time to stick to what you need to.
You know,
but then
one thing
again,
that
it's
I
also the
noticed-
most comforting.
Yeah.
Because you look forward to that routine.
Right.
It's relief.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah. Robin, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you for
pleasure.
having me.
Of course.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
it has.
So find her on
Told you it'd be
Facebook.
fun.
Find her on Facebook. It's Robin McCabe, McCabe, MC, capital C, ABE. Don't worry, I was in Mick something. My maiden name is McEwen.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful.
MC, capital EWAN. Yes.
Spelling on Life Matters.
Spelling on Life Matters. I'm so glad I got married and don't have to talk about that anymore. So anyway, but find Robin on Facebook. Join the fellowship if you're looking for something more personal or whatever. She can provide that, and it's just well worth your time.
And even if it's not joining me, just go do something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
Sunday and happy anniversary.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
5 years.
congratulations.
Woohoo.
Thank you.
Speaking of Just Stop, that's coming up next.
It is, right after you flip the switch.
Right after I flip another switch. We'll be right back right here on Lake 96.1. Did you miss part of the show? You can find Life Matters with Tom and Nancy in its entirety. Just search Life Matters on Spotify, YouTube, or go to lake961.com.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
Stop it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop right there.
Stop! Stop it!
Just stop talking.
Welcome to another edition of
Just stop.
Just Stop. Just
Please,
Stop.
for the love of God.
I don't know how many of you listening remember that we had a girl that used to work here. She was just phenomenal. She moved down to Florida. Her name was Maria. She was one of my jocks. And she posted something the other day about something that was a pet peeve of hers. And she said, if I'm this cranky at 41, how am I going to be at 80? Right? And she posted about whatever it was, driving or something. I don't even know what it was. And I commented and said, same girl, same. And I said, and actually, it's so bad that we actually have a whole segment on the show called Just Stop. But that's how she ended hers.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's like,
I saw that.
Just stop. Did you see Maria's
I
thing?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was pretty funny, but I said, same girl, same. We have
Yep.
tons of Just Stops. I have a Just Stop. Kudos to the Supreme Court for their ruling on men and women's sports.
Yes.
I don't really think we need to expound upon that. If you were born a boy, you should not be participating in men's sports.
Girls' sports.
Or I mean women's sports,
I know
girls'
what you
sports,
mean.
whatever.
I'm here for you.
And there was a statistic that I sort of want to expand upon with regard to Title IX and when Title IX took effect. When Title IX took effect, which was that the mandate that you had to provide the same sports wherever possible for girls as boys, basically that girls and boys sports were different. That's what Title IX is. Okay.
Right.
At the time, there were about 3.5 million male athletes in the United States and about 300,000 women.
Okay.
And those numbers are far more equal today.
Good.
Because of now, there's always going to be more boys because there's more sports that boys enjoy than there are girls. Honestly, I mean, it just
Sure.
whatever. There's just more male athletes than there are women. That is just the way it is. But the women went from 300,000 to 3.5 million as well.
Good for them.
For that, but the
Yeah.
boys, there were 3 million of them then, and only 300,000 girls. So the women have jumped. The boys' numbers always go up and down. So that is what you don't understand is the importance of the opportunities that were provided
Right.
to women and girls because of Title IX. And when you blur that line, for every person that shouldn't be playing that is playing, someone else got kicked off the team that should have been playing. Okay?
Right.
So for every boy you put on a girl's team, a girl has lost the opportunity, and that was 100% what Title IX was supposed to prevent from happening.
Isn't it counterproductive for the females? You're trying to get them to excel, to be more involved in sports, to do all this stuff, and then you're replacing them with guys that can't hang with the guys.
Right.
That's a slap in the face to
100%.
everything.
Right. So I hope this clears this up. That, because you
would
also
hope.
had a lot of, and understand what the ruling was is that it allows the states to say no. Okay. And
You just got to say no.
And they will. Well,
I hope.
most of them will. I can think of a
Yeah.
couple states that will still be.
Well, I worry about our state being that way.
We're screwing around with it. But, and I don't know because I don't know if our state's going to stay blue. That's the thing.
I hope
we'll have
not.
to see. However,
because it's not working.
but I don't think people understand that how many women have lost opportunities over the last few years with this whole, messing around with this thing. And I mean, to the extent that there are girls' teams that have looked at it and said, this is too dangerous. We are going to forfeit.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I was going to say. You don't, I don't know if you don't think about it, they don't care about it, whatever. I mean, we do, but the people pushing for this agenda obviously don't care about that.
Right.
And these are the ones that are screaming equal rights, but you're taking that equal right away. It makes no sense. Back to that mental disorder.
Where's that Me Too movement?
Right.
You're all about believing every woman and providing every woman with the opportunity for truth and their truth and blah, 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 blah. But you don't feel the same way about their participation in sport. Like, whatever. We don't even need to talk about it anymore. Supreme Court took care of it. That was an absolutely correct decision, 100%.
And we agree with you and support you on that one.
So, and ultimately, Title IX was put in place to protect women. Mm-hmm. And so is that ruling.
Yep.
Bottom line.
Properly done.
Anyway, so there's really no just stop there other than now you can just stop arguing about it because this is the way. I mean, the Supreme Court made it clear states are allowed to, make the rulings that they make, which is boys stay boys, girls stay girls in the sports. That's the end of the story.
The way God intended it.
The way God intended. So anyway, this is something that I came across that I didn't know. We don't really have a lot of time because we did spend a lot of time with Robin, and that was far more important than anything that I have to say. And just stop. However, millions of newborns will receive special Social Security cards celebrating America's 250th birthday. So babies born during America's 250th anniversary celebration will receive a first-of-its-kind commemorative Social Security card under a new Social Security Administration initiative. The limited edition cards, available only to children born in the United States between July 2nd and December 31st, will feature the official Freedom 250 logo. It's the same it's the Social Security card.
Right.
They just get a special one.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And so it's not like a stamp or anything like that, in the anniversary merchandise and stuff. It says these cards will become one of the very first official federal documents that millions of American children ever receive. And it will stay with them throughout their life.
That's awesome.
And it's a special commemorative because you were born during America's 250th.
Yeah, and they'll be the only ones that have it.
Yeah.
My grandson will have that.
He will.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. Now, my brother's birthday was last week on July 1st. Mm-hmm. He turned 50. He was supposed to be born on July 4th. That was his due date. And the obstetrician was going to be out of town. And so they induced my mom on the 1st. Yep. And so my brother was born on July 1st, 1976. And I still consider him a bicentennial baby because it wasn't his fault that he didn't get to come on the day that he was supposed to. Not that he would have anyway, but...
He just got kicked out early.
He got kicked out early, but...
I've had that happen to me.
Yeah, so I've made lots of fun of him for his 50th birthday, as he did me. And I can't really call him my little brother because he's almost a foot taller than me. But almost everybody's a foot taller.
I was going to say that's... Actually, it doesn't really make him all that tall, does it?
It doesn't really make him all that tall. Can I just say that I was glad to see Casey last weekend? So...
Because you towered over.
I tower over Casey, and that's about the only person I tower over other than small children. So, yeah, he makes fun of me all the time. And we make fun of him, though, because he was a not cute baby. like when he was first born. And my dad actually said I was really disappointed with the hospital. That they like this was a really ugly baby. Like what did they do?
I don't think that's my kid.
And he looked like a monkey. Like he did. Like he looked like a monkey for the first few months of his life.
Probably sounded like one too for a while.
Thank God. Yeah. Well, the ears, the everything. Like he was a monkey. And thank God he grew up and he's super cute and he's 50, so handsome I guess is the word or whatever. And he's just a genuine guy and. We're good, even though he's 10 years younger than me, almost 9 years younger than me, I guess. Yeah. So he's just a fetus, but he,
if he just turned 50.
Shut up. I thought we discussed not talking. Just stop.
I didn't say much.
Anyway. So
I almost asked the question.
So I did send him some stuff, for his 50th birthday. Like, I sent him a candle that said, "This candle smells like it's not your 40s anymore," and some socks that said something snarky. Yeah. So, but that was a weird milestone for me because he's my baby brother and he's 50.
Right. Well, then you start thinking about your age to be
60. I'm going to be 59 this year, I think.
Oh, okay.
I was born in 67. How old did that make me on 20?
59.
Yeah, okay. I'm not 6. Don't.
You said that he's 10 years younger than you.
Make me older, approximately 10 years younger. So I guess he's 9 years younger.
Well, that watch is going to keep you young for a while.
Oh my gosh, it won't shut up.
No,
I don't know how to turn it off. I don't know how to do anything.
Aaron.
Anyway. So, yeah.
We know people that can learn you up on that.
Learn me up.
Yep.
Learn me up on the Apple Watch. This is, it's totally new, but I will say this. I do see the advantages of having it.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely do. I see the disadvantages of not being able to figure out how to turn the volume down and things like that. So sorry about my dingy. Like I need more dinginess during the show, right? But
well, next time you're yelling at me on the phone, I'm not going to be sure if you're having a problem with your watch or you're actually mad at me.
I tried to answer the one phone call on my watch, and I thought it was.
I kept looking at my phone, going, "What is going on?"
Could you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
You didn't hear me? I was yelling. Don't stop yelling at me.
No.
Why are you yelling at me? No. And I'm yelling, Aaron. Help her.
And I'm like, I don't know if he can hear me. It looks like the microphone's off. I think I'm muted. Funny. And I wasn't muted. It was just that I was yelling, and so it was picking me up and not letting me hear you. Like
I think you blew the speaker, personally.
You
hit some octaves.
Then when I finally
before.
got to the phone, you were just laughing. I'm like, okay, I found my phone. And he's like, yeah, I remember my first day on the planet.
It was funny.
Anyway, it was funny, but I think I've mastered it with very little help so far. So yeah. Anyway,
I can tell by the way you flinch with your left arm.
I know.
Looked mastered to me.
Whoa. Something's happening. Something's happening somewhere. That's all I know. I try to
stand up, Nancy.
I know, and then it tells me to stand up and say, I shut that off. Nope.
Walk. Do something.
Don't tell me what to do. No, you're not my husband.
Your heart rate is too low.
Yeah, that's never. No.
Never? No.
No, they're never going to tell me my heart rate's too low. Well, maybe one day. Just the one. But
ooh, no, that
wouldn't be a good day. You know who's here?
About that. Huh?
You know who's here?
Alex is here. I know that. I saw her come in.
That's right. Alex is here. Coming up next is one of our Main Street messages. What? You were going to say something?
I was going to say Main Street messages, but you were on a roll. I figured I'm just going to sit here and let you have it.
All right. Well, I'm glad everybody survived the heat last week, and I hope everybody had a very safe 4th of July celebration over the last few days. I know that we did. We popped down to Ty's parents and back real quick for a celebration we'd actually never been to because we've been here all these years over July 4th or somewhere else. And so that was fun. And I hope but I know the celebrations are continuing because, now America 250, woohoo!
You can celebrate this all year.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So we've got a lot of still great festivals and things like that coming up between Das Fest and Venetian Fest and all the cool things we have in this area to celebrate and have fun together with. And so we've still got a lot of summer to go.
Yep.
So don't wear yourself.
Party's
Pace
just
yourselves,
started.
people.
It's a marathon.
Yeah. America.
full of sprints.
Full of sprints and marathons and walks and jogs and
Right.
naps.
Recoveries.
Stand up. Oh, no.
Resets.
Right. Reset. We're all going to need a reset after this summer. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But anyway, Alex is next. She's going to talk about other things that we get to do.
Cool.
Here in this
we need more
area.
things.
Yes, we need more things. Main Street Messages. That's next, right after this on Lake 96.1.
Main Street Messages with Alex. Brought to you by the Lake Geneva Business Improvement District.
All right, sweetheart, you've had your fun. Now let's get down to serious business.
Welcome to another edition of Main Street Messages with Alex Benante. She's the executive director of Downtown Lake Geneva. Bid, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So we're recovered from July 4th.
Barely, but yes.
Barely. Yeah. Took us a week. No, I'm just kidding. What a great time. And it's just, everything was great. Absolutely. Everything was wonderful. So,
the city was alive and buzzing.
Definitely alive.
Patriotic.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm sure that there were many, many dogs that were very unhappy that night because the fireworks never stopped.
Except in the city because we had that drone show.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That was incredible.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible. So what's going on in downtown Lake Geneva now?
So, we're talking about outdoor rec and, and indoor entertainment last week and leading up to the holiday. Well, this week, I feel like we should kind of talk about what the city is thinking about in their planning for outdoor recreation in the future.
Yeah.
And I was very fortunate to be part of a group talking about the comprehensive plan for the city parks and piers. That is just in that process of being developed now. So a lot of really cool enthusiasm and engagement with a lot of different community partners happening. So we're really excited to see what the future holds for that.
What do you think the goals are? What are you guys looking for?
Yeah. So the city of Lake Geneva hired a parks director this past year. And, it's really starting a department from scratch. And when you do that, you have to have so much city input and research. And there's so much green space in Lake Geneva. I mean, obviously, we know the Hillmore property, but there's so many other parks here. And we've had playground equipment, updates required, and, wanting to know how do we utilize these public spaces for our locals, for visitors, to make it more accessible for everyone to be included. How do we utilize this in a thoughtful way, a tasteful way, and even, moving forward into the future of what are we missing in Lake Geneva that brings us together as a community?
Right.
And so that was a big question that we had at the table. And there was a lot of players there. We had the school district. We had the YMCA. We had the library. Visit Lake Geneva was there. The bid was there. There was invitations going out for survey work throughout a couple different other nonprofit organizations because we utilize these spaces for festivals and for, concerts in the park weekly. And so how do we activate that space thoughtfully was the objective.
Right. What about the piers? What are they looking at installing more piers? I know there's always demand, like there's waiting lists, right? Isn't there? Like it's crazy.
Yeah. And honestly, I'll be honest, on this first meeting, we didn't dive too much into that other than talking about, again, the accessibility factor.
Sure.
Getting ramps that get to the beach. There's possibility that we could look at, charging stations for wheelchairs. I had made a suggestion because this was all broad suggestions, like big planning.
Throwing it all in a bowl.
Yes, exactly. And then a more comprehensive plan it takes months to develop that. So one of my suggestions was maybe at some point getting rentals for
the beach wheelchairs.
Yes.
So I will tell you a story. So my sister got married on a beach. She lives in Florida. And actually not many people know I have a sister because she's down in Florida. She's never around, so whatever. And so she got married on the beach, but my mom was in a wheelchair at the time. My mom suffered from severe diabetes and had a leg amputated, and she couldn't walk on a beach, let alone, have somebody try to push a wheelchair or whatever. And the walk, the distance from the car to where my sister was getting married on the beach, there was no possible way to get my mom there. My husband, when we got down to Florida for the wedding, searched and searched, found a rental wheelchair and it's a special because it's got these big balloon tires, right, and everything, so it will go on the sand. Went and got it, and brought it to the beach. And so when we brought my mom, because my mom thought, she was like, well, look for a parking space that I can watch from the car. She really thought that she was going to be in the car. And then Ty pulled up and pulled this wheelchair out and was like, nope, you're going to the wedding. And my mom was ecstatic. She never thought that she was going to be able to touch sand or put her toes in the sand, nothing like that. And that things like that for people who need it are life-changing.
Yeah.
It's just events, small little things like that. You have no idea how much that might change somebody's life. And so that is a fantastic investment idea. I think that is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
That we should have those. Yeah.
And I know that, I'm sure that everyone in the community remembers the Never Say Never playground. Losing that in the city was a difficult, process in a lot of ways, because a lot of families were excited about having that. So I know that the city itself has been very thoughtful of wanting to integrate that into their own programming and, being able to invest in it as a city-led initiative.
Right. Still out there at Veterans Park or where?
Actually, they'll have adaptive pieces
everywhere,
in several parks.
In all of the different ones. That's the way to do it. Yeah.
Yes. I think that a destination playground would be a slam dunk here? Absolutely. But I think that we have to make it fair and equitable everywhere.
Right.
So we start in these small pieces.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
That's again a concept tossed around. We in that starting phase. But thoughtful playgrounds with and bathrooms. We've talked about that a lot, right? Needing more public restrooms. Yeah. I think that everyone at the table said that we need more public restrooms. But then there was even the suggestion of, maybe there's interest in having a rec center at some point. We're different than Illinois. Illinois can have park districts, and so they can have a little bit different supportive funding and processes versus in Wisconsin. But you can still emulate some of those products and having programming for senior citizen recreational.
Can't the Tourism Commission throw in funding when you're talking about a rec center? Does that fall under some? I thought that there was something in there that did provide for some kind of structure.
Yeah, that is for what would be considered their conference center.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So not really a rec center. That's a little too small, I think.
Right.
Then. Okay.
But I do know that there's tourism commissions that invest in their parks. Not to say I have no idea what the model will look like here.
Right.
Especially with tourism is changing some of their leadership and changing their direction. So can't say that would be necessarily where that goes. But yes, there are tourism commissions that can invest in some park departments because it invites recreation for long-term use.
Sure.
And
I mean, there's just so many ways to do these things.
Right.
And that's why I think what I'm trying to get at too is that there's a lot of different things that have to be factored in here. And this is why these plans take months and months.
Yes.
Because the other, you have these conversations and then you go and everybody sleeps on it for a little bit. And then you come back and you're like, okay, by the way, to expand on this idea, or this isn't going to work. We figured out that that's not going to be feasible with this particular plan. So, let's save that for later and, let's focus on these things that we know that we can do. And so, people kind of get frustrated sometimes that government isn't more pragmatic and we can't move at, the speed that everybody would like for the speed to be moved to. But there's reasons why, and when you're talking about that kind of investment, it's worth the wait. Sort of like Kilwin's ice cream. We talked about last week. It's worth the wait because when it's done correctly, it's enjoyed for a lot longer. It's, again, budget sustainable.
Right.
And so I think that people need to be aware that when you're taking the time and the thought process takes longer, that means that it's probably going to be far more beneficial, both financially and logistically for everybody involved. And, we just have to be patient with these ideas. Yeah.
Right. And it's, the development's the fun part,
Right.
But the maintenance of it is a whole new ballgame. So, yes, again, when these studies are coming out, they did the strategic planning that, the whole city did.
Right.
You're talking about long-term investment. And sometimes those upfront costs seem a little scarier, but it's to, help prepare you for that long-term success. And
I mean, you're talking about people are sitting down right now planning things that they won't even break ground for until 2029, 2030.
Right.
That's
this isn't
how
necessarily
that
for my
works.
enjoyment. This might be my grandkids' enjoyment.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's just how that works.
Right.
And unfortunately, I mean, it does kind of suck, but I mean, it can be done sooner. It's just not. So this is this process you have to go through. But again, it's going to be a thoughtful plan.
And it's exciting because
is.
this is, a first for the city of Lake Geneva in a lot of ways. Their strategic plan was the first strategic plan they did. Them doing this parks comprehensive plan with the peers as this combined,
Initiative,
and
right?
Yes, this is a huge
100%.
win. It's thoughtful. It is investing back into the community other than some of the defense responses.
Right. And also, it's what the community asked for.
Yes.
Like, this is part of the reason why they did it is because there's been meetings where the city asked for input. What's important to you? Where would you like to see the city in 5 years, 10 years? What are priorities to you? Parks was one thing that was a high priority on those lists.
Yeah.
And so they're executing what you're asking them to do.
And and again, that community. The biggest takeaway in everything that the bid has done, anything that the city has done, everything that we're hearing is that community feel of feeling local,
Right.
feeling loved for, being part of the community.
Right.
And I understand some of the contention of it's all about tourism, even though it's a synergy, it's supposed to be a synergy that, that works for everyone.
Right.
But, there are things that are, that I've noticed for like my kids. I have daycare wait lists forever.
Right.
I could not bring my kids to summer camp out here this year. Well, my oldest doesn't matter. She's, on her way out the door.
Right.
18. But my youngest one in middle school, it was a wait list for some of the sports rec activities.
Right.
And, she just likes sports for fun. It's not this highly competitive, league. So,
Right.
To have something like that that's community based and, city led that helps support all of the programming and highlight other areas.
Right.
We have Bigfoot Rec that
Right.
does all of the cool programming. But sometimes the library doesn't know what's going on there. And so
Right.
like having a city hub being like, well, this is the program that we would like to have. This is the reporting that this is the programming we can promote. It gives, again, a hub to knowing where that community access is.
Right. Well, and the planning should provide for more. Like you said, there's
Yes.
wait lists everywhere.
Yes.
And so if we can provide more opportunities for the kids,
Right.
that's what that's all about
And,
too.
and that's literally what the YMCA and the library was saying. Like, hey, you're not competing with us.
Right.
We're
all trying to do the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and we can always use more of it. And I think then focusing on to, again, the retirement age of recreation activity,
Shuffleboard.
yes.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I know Mahjong is becoming like this huge thing
It's
and
a
like
huge
in the
thing.
restaurants and stuff, they
Right.
have Mahjong nights.
Right.
And, having a space that can be gathered and supported for the community that lives here is huge.
Shuffleboard. I'm ancient.
Pickleball
Like
is the new
150
thing.
years old. Yeah, it is the new thing.
Yeah.
That keeps them moving.
Yes.
Much better than shuffleboard.
Yeah.
But there is pickleball in Lake Geneva. But,
There is.
But, you're right. Those outdoor activities. Even, these old guys like to play chess. You get tables out there.
Yes.
And stuff like that. I'm talking about my husband. So, weirdo. But, there's just lots of things. And when we have the space and we have the ability to do them, but you're right, all coordinated is best because then you have choices,
Right.
and more choices.
Right.
So yeah, that's good work. That's awesome. That's great. I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. But again, people have to be patient.
Yeah.
You guys are all working. But what if people have an idea and they would like to, maybe just give you an idea or something? Can they go to the bid website and email you and just say, hey, I heard this interview, we were thinking about it and my husband and I were talking, we saw this in another community, this might work here. Can they reach out to you so that you could pass those ideas along? Or
Absolutely.
Where would you recommend? I feel like it's you because you have your kind of finger on the pulse of what all of these things are doing, especially since you're on this committee. So is that okay for people to reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So, when you have an idea of an event, or again, we did like our design concept field trip last month. Anything has to do with downtown, you can email me at director@downtownlakegeneva.org. We also have volunteer committees that meet. One that is, I think, really pertinent to things for parks would be our design committee.
Right.
We do things, yes, for downtown design like decor and stuff, but we're also looking at long-term, impact.
Especially through
items.
this construction.
Yes.
I mean, it's a perfect time to upgrade light poles and benches and flowers and all those kinds of things, like just refresh everything.
Yeah. So if you have ideas about that, emailing me directly is great. And, we'll invite you to these committee meetings.
Right.
And then our promotions, if you're thinking of new event ideas, spin it at us. Not that we're taking on all these events, but we can show you how to put on a successful event too.
Or point you in the right direction for who you need to speak to about it.
Yeah, because there's so many moving parts, and
there's permits and things like that. Like, you never know. You might have a conversation with Alex and you're like, oh, those are two things I didn't even realize I needed to do.
Yeah.
And so it's good to have those conversations. That communication is invaluable.
Yeah. We welcome all the questions because, if we can make, because the city has a hard job doing a million different things.
Right.
So if we can make the city's job a little bit easier by streamlining, that process so that your events getting passed, your initiatives getting passed.
Right.
I know that there was.
You might be able to suggest funding.
Right. Correct. Yeah. I tend to know how to fundraise some things sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
So, yeah, happy to help with any of that.
That's
then I
cool.
do know that in the future, it isn't up now, there will be like survey data being sent out to the community for this specific comprehensive plan
cool. Yeah,
for the
good.
parks.
Yeah.
So that will be directly at the City of Lake Geneva's website, and we'll put it on ours and send it out to the community too once that's live.
And you'll come in and talk about it here so they know when it's live. So
like I said, this is a long process. This
Right.
was literally the first meeting, and I was so excited because we were just outside this week, you know, and thinking about how long-term planning here is really exciting right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Alex, the website one more time.
DowntownLakeGeneva.org.
And on all over social media. Just
Yes.
Downtown Lake Geneva. And you can find events and, reach out to you, obviously, if you have any ideas or whatever. But that'll be great. It'll be fun to watch that develop for sure.
Excited.
Awesome. Everybody have a great day. That's another Main Street Messages with Alex. Thanks for joining us this morning, lady.
See you next week.
And we'll be back next week. In the meantime, enjoy more music right here on Lake 96.1.